napokutumira ujumbe ensemole ase namba yeito ere ase TV yago inyora ubona bubura butwa korenteire na inde ntogenderere gokoretera Etaya TV ubura bu bwagusi. Etaya TV Oborabu Wagusi.
Benki ya Etaya Ijumaa chitariki cy'umutienyi okano mwaka wa 2025 mwancho murigerera inkwege na mnaritwere ondigenderete ko bari tayerukegima na monono genderete kwego kya asokubwatia emirobero yonsi Etaya TV nabwo oburabu bwabusi namanga genderete gokorekana iminsi ya Kenya kurwa bwagakete cinga kitoro cyabuna babwatani be kyama kya Jubilee nigo bagenderete nemirobero yoko ine kyabunango musira baro yokabera umwaziri boburendi bweme Dr. Fred Okengo Matiangi iryo koriya ikirogo cyobura yobone bwense asobochore bonene bo mwaka w'ikibere na 2025 chingaki umuriki asekyumbe kyo Jeremiah Kioni aberega kora ababwatani bandebe kyamekyo asorogongorwa usi eryogo kwanera imirobero yo kumusira Matiangi ase obochori obumura bwense Dr. William Samuel Ruto nigagendere taro ya yase orogongorwa Mount Kenya chingage agenderete kuriya ira yogekirania imirobero ayamagendero ase abamenya borogongorwa Mount Kenya no yiga sense ya Kenya ase obwagare Etaya Chinsa Ikomi chabona mugoroba cinga kingo kwarigania SMS ama yanku manyuna nara yana kwariganiye asenchera ire yugwinge eretrane Everlyne Osero rudaludanero ko ene kyachipicha niryogi cyawe kire magaye kamera nigo torenere Joseph Mokogoti tosangamo wikomero. Kwarganito chake ase obwamo magega yabamenyi bario kindo kwe murunganya gucha sabaraye be conference ya South East igoro yenyagatari yekorokana gutagendera gokorabya nigo bono abaraya bobe conference yo baba wesoke no gukora nabarariye nabarikyamanga numbasorero asababere bagutuguterare amangana yo na watababuna nigo are ayo burimo cingakiye cyo nigo baru gusaba go cia sonde bwensi otaisanektina kende yonse service yabo gosemerobero yabo abega wikirana ase chiabisi chiabo eriyo korua okuganya kwabo.
Mchungaji James Ondabo tuko hapa kwa kutoa ujumbe kamili wa kanisa kulingana na ujumbe hivi juzi ulioenea mitandaoni kuhusu facility yetu ya kanisa ambayo inaitwa Rukindo Health Center.
But since then, efforts have been made to revive the facility. And to date, as we issue this statement, we want to take note of the following achievements. Number one, in the year 2022, through the joint effort of the community and the church, the maternity wing was put in place and start operations. The facility paid 460,000, which was an outstanding bill of electricity, which was unpaid for many years. So the facility has already cleared that. In the year 2024, the facility installed 8 solar panels acquired from the Christian Health Association of Kenya. In the year 2025, this is this year, the facility purchased a water pump for the facility, which is providing adequate water supply for the facility. Therefore, now we don't have any challenges regarding water. With growth comes challenges, and Rukindo is not an isolated case. So we have a few challenges, that Lukindo is facing now, despite the growth. Number one is the challenge of ownership. The facility is fully owned and operated by the SDA Church, Southeast Kenya Field. But the community do not acknowledge the same. And that's the challenge as of now. Yet we have all the papers, the title deeds, to show that the facility is owned by the church.
We are open to any information that you may want to know. In the facility, I also act as the secretary. I write the minutes for the
Unentraya mo yogo kinia masomo asomoroberio OCBC asabarokiwa nigo chiskuru au akorwase sub county ya Kitutu Central me county ya Kisii bacha kilomoroberio bwogo kora chi debate ni chiskuru au asekirenga kyogo sanga nagokonya barokiwa koigora mongo na baigo kobakonya kwemanyia amangana au yara bakonya se amatko abosio nigo bariganiti omoroberio yo aboigo wetera central yo mutandao ni chiskuru chinde korwa chinse cyare echo cyabere chigo koria ya nakurengana no director w'isemi korwa senseme yo Newton Okwasa umuroberio yo nigora konye mono aborokiwa asokwerengereria na usaso korengereria na boiga manganande amange anene chinga kiechiga bachirenga ase umutimoko wa masomo.
From the experience or the lessons that you have learned from this is an undertaking that needs to be well spread and cascaded to other schools so that in the spirit of the competency-based curriculum, it enhances communication skills, confidence building, reasoning of our learners, that is critical thinking, and flow of thoughts, in logical way. That was the essence and is the essence of the debate. But it was brought in terms of the reading culture that has been incorporated among these learners and the participating schools. So I want to really thank the organizers in total, the teachers, and the participating schools, because we had now the virtual meeting where we incorporated learners from other areas, particularly prestigious school in Nairobi, and our organizers expected we are going to resume on 29th of April for the second academic year. That is second academic term, sorry. What we are appealing to all of us, the teachers, the parents, let us ensure that these learners have ample time to rest, but also being at home. We are talking about parental involvement in our learning. So ensure that at least our learners are kept in a way that is busy. Busy to me does not necessarily mean books throughout the holiday. We are saying engage them in more meaningful undertakings within the home environment, so that even the values they learn within the CBC, they can practice at home.
Our reading program and debate program is designed to enhance the reading culture, critical thinking, and public skills, speaking skills among primary school children.
Stephanie Saboke uyochorwa gochia kobo murikyo butambe ase wizara ya broadcast and telecommunications nigaikirana ase karo ye committee irieteneta mangana yoberania gose ICT yabagekora wana John Kiarie wa Weru uyoro mubunge webunge ya Dagoretti South me county ya Nairobi na boigo konywa na umubunko machoge chache Alpha Miruka eriyoko unenkiwa bunanara yaragachiye goikirania aise kwewa eribagario kora goserio koba asekirege na omo PS nigo nonyana baba kwegerera abarika mangana na kwerera manke ayora chwekirania aisegosoa ase ensemeyo.
In terms of how my experience peels into this job, as you notice, I have now worked for nearly 3 decades, but half of that period is actually been in media and entertainment, because Multichoice is actually a media company. It's a broadcaster, which is one of the sectors we are looking at. And in our case, we actually aggregate products. Services like KBC, which is a state broadcaster, is carried on the Multichoice platform and given, obviously, reach throughout the country. The one thing I can confirm that is one of the highlights for me, Chair, is the digital migration that eventually happened in 2015. That was a very big shift. as you realize, the shift from analog to digital changed everything until where we are today. And at that stage, we had known and seen what was going on across, and the ITU had actually said Africa was going to migrate. Once we were engaged with the regulator, I took up that to say, I think it's something progressive to support. As I've said, we supported the government through both policy articulation, even in the sessions where engagements were happening, I was on the side of government, because it was actually good for country, for society. And we, in fact, had to resource a lot, including hiring competent lawyers to argue why it's the right thing. Eventually, when migration happened, one of the questions government had wanted assurance on is that the Kenyans are actually not going to be switched off, that they will actually not miss TV. And that's an assurance that we gave from the highest level from our group, that we will actually have affordable decoders to enable the switch. We'll make sure they're available to the deepest rural areas across the country covered by this honorable House representation. And when it actually did happen, and there was questions whether it will actually work, we are proud to have actually ensured there was no lack of signal across the country. And eventually, the country migrated, releasing spectrum dividend from broadcasting to telecoms, which in fact has led to the opening of 3G, 4G, 5G, because spectrum is limited as a resource.
Muraibwesi ya Kenya Dr. William Samuel Ruto nigagenderie tarea yase orogonko rwa Mount Kenya yaswari tkoria kane aseri tkodarira bagawikirane me county ya Embu na boigo Tharaka Nithi na guchakia miroberio au ya magendero chinga kiecho Ruto nigabaga barokiwa kurase university nithi asaba kubaliera chira chogo chawekiranie miroberio au asesweyo gati abo korisia chinyomba chobo menyo asebirenko bibwenerate akubabekera amate gati yande amanke asbo gatero nane kerenga kya yoko ene kya buna ibirengo byetsembi byabere bigosirwa imeyense ya Kenya ero korabuna kera omoro kiwa usekero mwana bereka kwenyorera chisemi asentire bwenerate.
Niliweka kandarasi juzi ya hostels ambayo itachukua wanafunzi 1,200. That is phase 1. Sindio? Hiyo ni phase 1. Na nimechukua ile pesa ambayo tunatoa kwa housing fund. Nikasema comrades pia wapate makao mazuri, wajengewe hostels, sio hapa Tharaka University peke yake, lakini universities zetu zote zikiwemo TVETs, because we want students to learn in an environment that is conducive for learning and that is in a place where it is safe for students, especially female students in universities. Tumekubaliana? Wakati nitakuja kuanzisha ujenzi wa hiyo hostels, maybe procurement ikikamilika in the next 1-2 months. Pia najua kuna stalled projects hapa university yenu. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ile administration block imekwama kidogo. Maji Mnasema maji pia iko shida? Asalala. Haya basi. Sasa maji tuanze na borehole ama tuanze na nini? Basi mimi nitapanga tuweke borehole kama 2-3 hapa, ndio maji ipatikane ya kutosha. Nyenye mnataka kung'ara? Ndio? Mnataka usafi? Namna hiyo? Alafu hebu sikizeni. Wakati tutakuja kujenga hostels, I will make sure hiyo administration block imekwama pia tutaikamilisha, so that the whole of this university and you guys as students have a good environment to learn. And I want to assure you that we are going to work in such a manner that every student in Kenya gets the best opportunity to learn.
Omunene bwaba waziri iboigore omwaziri wa mwana ye Chinsa Ikomi Musalia Mudavadi nigaikirana sege ikaro kiebunge wokwanira mangana rengete amachiko asoko bwatirana ne Chinsa Ikomi wokwana Mudavadi nigaganie bunge gokonya se ogoikirani omuroberio yo ateba bunora bego gokonya asogokora emichando au.
The overarching request is for Parliament to consider, approve, and adopt the contents and recommendations of the sessional paper. At the core of these requests is the goal of promoting a holistic approach to financing our foreign policy implementation, maximize effective utilization of Kenya's assets abroad, and bolster the Foreign Service staff through improved terms of service and a structured process of professional recruitment and deployment. As the founding document of the sessional paper, the Kenya Foreign Policy 2024 provides a comprehensive framework for conducting the country's foreign relations and diplomatic engagement. It aims to promote and safeguard our national interests and enhance the country's global standing. Indeed, as the theme of the sessional paper suggests, this is a grand strategy for positioning our foreign policy in the ever-evolving global landscape. This is why you have noted that instead of dwelling so much on pillars, we now have focus areas to reflect the adaptability of our foreign policy to the rapidly mutating global system.
Umuroberi oboko na uniboko ba unenki abali bagane tie konya orama baga yobo commissioner sekyumbe kyobo chorine chimbebe IBC nigo ogenderera seritkoria rero na chinga chamamberero nigo yokabere omo vice chancellor o Technical University of Kenya Professor Francis Odhiambo aikira nabo siobwe committee yo eriyo koringoriwa abande bali baba koringoriwa chinsa chamambi ngamona Farida Abdalla Sodshek akorwa chinsemo cha Mombasa nabo igo Fatuma Muhammad Mohamed korwa chinsemo chia Garissa baba kwerera hega tiari barachwekirania abaisikonyorari bagabuna ba commissioner asekyumbe kyo kya IBC.
You have rightly mentioned that geospatial sciences is a powerful tool today in any election process. First, I will be bringing specialized knowledge on how to apply geospatial sciences in the election process. Let us put aside the limitation of boundaries. That one is obvious to everybody. But today, there are 6 important technologies that every electoral management body needs to embrace. This is Global Navigation Satellite System. Commonly, people use GPS, but GPS is just one of them. Remote sensing, which gives you maps. Digital cartography, which allows you to manipulate maps using the computer. And GIS, which allows you to bring in attributes on maps and positions and locations and everything else that requires attribution to be put. And number 4, telecommunications. Number 5, ICT. The first 4 speak already to my discipline, so that one is obvious. Now, beyond that, I will be bringing to IEBC a wealth of experience in administration, in management, and in leadership.
Mwancho mulge ya narto kwa organiretia SMS ama ya Chinsa Ikomi chiabono mogoroba kurenda ya manenda mangino chikenyora sobekirano chikoraga Chinsa ibere nabo igo Chinsa inye chia mogoroba mbia munaswali mwenstu abere mwabere mogotorigerere korwase Chinsinyo ao na abuna butambe gendera kubatimiro bere Etaya TV na buo oborabu bwagusiere tariane Everlyne Osero Rutaluda nero ne kyachibichane ryogi chawe keire magaye chikamera nigo twarengenera Joseph Mokogoti twaro bulirere boro bya nabo igo emogoroba erentoerero.